the number one thing that we have in our area is the biggest hazard is, what do you think it would be?
Fire alarms.
No, what it would be? Hurricanes, windstorms, floods.
All.
What's the number one hazard or the number one activity we have in our area that causes property loss?
Floods?
No.
Fires.
Fires, exactly right.
Because when the firemen go up to the house and they spray the water, like the water, it destroys kind of more than the fire.
That's exactly right.
Some people have to wear masks. The firemen have to wear masks because if you breathe in the oxygen, if you breathe in that too much, then you can your lungs will get stuck and you'll die.
Okay, so the Red Cross, the biggest hazard we have in our area is fire. Yes, there are floods. Who has ever heard of the Pelican project?
Oh, I have.
And who's the big supporter of the Pelican project?
The firemen.
No. Who supports the Red Cross Pelican project?
You.
No. Oh, no, who does?
Our teacher or our principal?
No. It's who? Disney.
The government. Oh, Disney. Oh, it's a Disney World. I've been to Disney World. Me. Everybody knows. I've been to Disney World.
That's who supports it for you, Disney.
Kelsey has the same exact bag. Kelsey and I are your first person to do that with you.
So, Disney's a big supporter of the Pelican project. And how did the Pelican project come about? Anybody know?
Fires?
No. The floods in Louisiana. Y'all remember Hurricane Katrina?
Yeah, I remember. Hurricane Katrina is a meanie.
That's how this came about.
Yeah.
A group of college students was there, and they said, we've got to have a way for people to take their stuff with them. So they took their pellet cases off their pellets, they opened them up, and they took certain things with them as they left, so you'd have a means to take your stuff to wherever you had to relocate to, a shelter, another home, or wherever. And that's how the Pelican project got started. Disney has been very good to the Red Cross in supplying all the pellet cases, materials for this. So now we're able to bring it to you for third graders, and we do all the third graders every year up through the fifth grade, but since everybody now is caught up, we only have to do the third graders. So this will be your first time of actually participating in the Pelican project. So that's where it came from. Of course, I have a little bag. There are things we're going to talk to you about today that we want you to do, and one of them is called Learn, Practice, and Share. Who has ever learned anything? What have you learned to do?
To write.
To write?
To read.
To read?
To do math.
Math?
To do science.
What else?
Social studies.
Who plays baseball?
Me. I'm Alleghany Asphalt.
So you have baseball, football. Who plays piano?
I know that's cold.
Who plays any musical instrument? So see, there's a lot of things you do, and you learned how to do that, did you? Okay, y'all ready? Did you learn how to play the piano?
Cole, raise your hand.
Okay, you learned how to play the piano by practicing?
I'm trying to learn how to play guitar, but I haven't
That's what I'm talking about. You take lessons and practice. That's part of learning.
So
So we have the one here, the Learn, Practice, Share that we were talking about. I thought I had one up here for that, but I don't. You have Learn, Practice, Share. So you learn how to do something. Play baseball, football, basketball, play the piano. Whatever you learn to do, we've all learned to do something, right? And then we practice it. Now, when do you have a chance to share it with somebody? Anybody know?
Wait, what again?
When do you have a chance to share it with somebody? Do you go home and play the piano maybe for your family?
Yeah.
Do you do it for friends?
Yeah.
Do you maybe do it at church or at a ball game?
Yeah.
Whatever you do, you've learned something, you've practiced it to get better at it, and you have the opportunity to share it. And that's what we're going to do here today, is our Learn, Practice, Share.
Yeah.
Do we know how often we should check the batteries in these?
Every year. Like every day. No. Once a week.
Once a month, okay? Once a month, we should check the batteries in our smoke detectors, and once a year, we should change the batteries in the smoke detectors. And whenever I pass out your books here in a few minutes, we're going to go to some pages in those books so that we can kind of write down dates and ideas that kind of make it easy to remember those things, okay? All right, so that's what a smoke detector. We encourage people to have these. Now, somebody said you want one in your kitchen. Any idea why you probably don't want one in your kitchen?
Because every time you cook, it's going to detect the smoke.
That's what I tell people. Sometimes our moms and dads or adults in our home are not real good cooks. So if they burn stuff, then your smoke detector is going to go out a lot, okay? What we do is we want to get out of the house, we want to stay out of the house, and we want to make sure that somebody calls 911. Okay? So what do we want to do? If the smoke detector goes off, what do we want to do? Get out, stay out, and call 911. Well, we don't want you to catch on fire. We want you to get out before you catch on fire. Okay, hold on. So, we want to get out, okay, as quickly and safe as possible. And that means we don't want to be running around in our house looking for our video game. Okay? Or our cell phone.
What if it's like you're a pet? Because my dog has babies.
And then that is always the question that kids want to ask. What about my pets?
Pet save them.
We do not want you looking for your pets or trying to rescue your pets either.
Yeah, I'm going to.
And I know that's very hard for kids, okay? But your safety is what's most important. That's the part of the getting out. The staying out, we don't want you going back in there.
No, I'll go back in there and get the babies.
Well, we don't want you doing that.
Because the babies are like back in.
And we need for somebody to call 911, okay? And what that means is once we get outside, we have to have a meetup place, all right?
I got a tree.
And this book that we're going to talk about when I pass it out to you is a way for you to go home and have conversations with your family members about let's develop a safety plan. If there's ever a fire in our house, what does that look like? It's going to include 2 different escape routes for you to get out. And it would also include where's going to be the meetup place outside that everybody comes to. Why is it important for everybody to meet up outside somewhere?
So you don't lose each other. I live like down the road, like straight down up like across from the fire department, so we can just run across the road and.
All right, so that might be your meetup place. The reason it's important to have a meetup place is so that you can make sure everybody has gotten out of the house.
Nope.
We can
Yes. Here's what's going to happen. We're teaching the kids what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. And if they make it to the door safely and quickly, everybody gets a free ice cream. There you go.
Kaylee signed. Kaylee, your JoJo goes are going to catch a liar. She's trying to get the lion back to the house and like all over.
Okay, y'all ready?
Yes.
Y'all go back to your seat, please.
Yes,
All right, real quick. How often do we test your smoke detector? Once a month. Exactly right. Y'all know more than most people do.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember, when the alarm goes off, you do what?
Stop, dropping. Wait, no, you
Get
get
out.
down. Get down.
Get out,
then you
stay
call
out.
911.
Exactly right. If you would, pick a day of the month on the very bottom that you would check the smoke detectors in your house. And you can say whatever day you want it to be. The 10th, the 1st, the 30th, 15th, whatever day you want, and put that in that little box, please. And then that way when you get home and you go to check your smoke detectors, you can check off each month for the next year, okay? Okay, if you have a fire, you have to have a plan for where you're going to meet at, don't we?
Oh, I always have a plan.
You have to have a plan, correct?
Right here. You have to. You don't have
And what I need you to do
put the dates like the
is to go on page 7 here at the top
think you would do it?
and kind of draw your house and what the rooms are. But I need you to pick a place where you're going to meet at if in the event you have to leave your home. Is it going to be at the mailbox? Is it going to be at the tree? Is it going to be at the doghouse?
Or
Is it
at
going to be at
the car?
at the car, at the street, somewhere that's safe?
Or your
that you
neighbor's
can go
house.
to. Right here is all your contact information. Okay? Who can tell me their home address? Okay. If you can, write it in at the top. Your home address, your city, state, and your zip code.
I don't know what a zip code is.
Okay,
do you spell
well,
Ross
that's
Lane?
how you get your mail through your zip code.
How do you spell Ross Lane? Like, I don't know what my zip code is.
Oh, that's it. Where you live at? Clifton or Covington?
I live in Cliftondale.
24422. Who has ever had a bad day at school or home or anywhere?
I have.
And
My dog.
how do we deal with that? We're going to teach you something called coping skills.
What's coping skills?
If you've ever had to leave your home in an emergency or just had a bad test or something you were worried about, we're going to teach you what they call coping skills. These coping skills are right here on the board. And here's why it helps you understand the coping skills. Sometimes you feel afraid or scared, like you got a big test and you didn't study well for it, and you feel like you're not going to pass it. That makes you feel bad, doesn't it?
Yeah, it makes me horrible.
Or you go home and something's happened to your pet fish. That makes you feel bad.
Finish.
Or you've had a real emergency at home where your house was on fire. That makes you feel bad. Those are things that get you to feel scared. Or you may think you may do something wrong. You feel worried. You forgot to do something. Or if you've had an emergency, maybe somebody you know got hurt. So there's a way we deal with that. And it's called breathing with color. Now here's what I want you to do real quick. Favorite color?
Blue.
Blue.
Pink.
Pink.
Green.
Green.
Teal.
Teal.
Brayden, what's your color? Blue.
Blue. Favorite color?
Black.
Black?
All the colors.
All the colors. Pick me one favorite.
Probably white.
Okay? Pick a color. I'll come back to you. What's your favorite color?
I wrote
Got one? No?
That's what my color my dog is.
Lime green?
Black. Black. That's my color. Bentley is
You
brown.
gotta have one. Give me one.
That's how she said black.
You don't?
That's what color.
Lime green?
Mine. Bear teal.
Teal?
I'm going. This is you know white.
So what I want you to do is take whatever's bothering you at that point in time, and you're going to take that color, whatever it is. It's going to be gray. It's going to be the bad color. I want you to take a deep breath in of your favorite color. Close your eyes. Everybody close your eyes and take a deep breath in of your favorite color. Come on, take a deep breath in and just hold it for a second. And I want you to exhale. The bad feeling is going to be gray, and that's the color you're going to exhale. Okay? Exhale the bad color.
I got my favorite color.
Okay.
This is how you exhale.
Okay.
Out.
Inhale your good color.
It's teal.
Okay. Inhale your good color. And then just exhale the gray. That's the bad color. That's the problem. Whatever's making you feel bad is the gray. Everybody doing that?
Yes.
I think some of y'all have done this before.
I've done it before.
Okay. Inhale your good color. And we're going to exhale the gray. Does that make you feel better?
Yeah.
So what will happen is if you ever feel bad, inhale your favorite color.
Mr. Tucker.
And whatever's bothering you, you
Tucker.
exhale the gray.
It's not
Yes,
Tucker.
ma'am. Oh,
We was having a game. Somebody hurt one of my teammates,
I did.
and I felt bad.
There you go. So you can inhale your favorite color and exhale the gray, which is the bad color.
I thought it was gonna be like blue or something. Can I try blue? That would be super offensive.
No, whatever color you want to inhale is your favorite color.
Can I please? We can all tell the favorite color is blue. Look at the paper.
Yeah, it's in there.
That's actually purple,
Okay.
right behind the blue.
Now, that should help you relax and make you feel better and get the bad feeling out. Yes, ma'am.
What if the bad feeling is like really bad and you can't get it out?
You can. You just keep practicing inhaling your favorite color and exhaling the gray. That'll be your bad color.
Okay.
And you can do it several times over. And you can also share that little cooking skill with your friends and your family.
She's too.
Make sure your teacher gets one.
You gotta color it.
Yes, we will. Very soon.
What's inside that bag?
That's what we're going to do here. All right, everybody get a
Need your attention.
What do you put in your Pelican? We're going to draw some things out and we're going to talk about what you may want to put in your Pelican. Reach in the bag and draw it.
Oh, we can get draw stuff on here? I'm not rolling I'm not taking my hand to the bag. I'm not. You know what I'm putting in this bag? I don't know. We all get something. Do we get to keep that? Yeah, we get to keep it. Really, you do it better. You took things. Why are you gonna do it? That's right. What the heck is this? I got a pocket radio. Toothbrush. Pick someone little broom. Pick it up.
Gotta pick up something.
Really? Let me smell it. I mean, let me look at it. I want to trade somebody. I got a pocket. Here, I'll trade to my friend. I will trade. Actually, it smells really good. I'm not taking that. I'd rather have a snack. Here, can I smell it?
Okay, let's talk about what you
I
have.
traded for the broom room.
Everything that you have, you could put in your bag, couldn't you? There's things you don't want to put in your bag. Don't put your cat or dog in the bag.
I would.
Hold up. I gotta get through this part, guys. I gotta get you drawn on your pillowcases. What happens, everything you have is what you would put in your bag, or could potentially put in your bag if you had to leave your home in an emergency. You would take some deodorant. Who's got a toothbrush? I think toothbrush. You want some toys? You can take some soap. What do you have? A what? Food? You don't eat that food. You didn't. Too late now. Okay, don't eat the food.
Brayden, open your mouth.
You have stuffed toy. A Barbie doll. Who has a favorite doll? Favorite toy? Okay, this lady here. Hold up, Cal. Hey, hold up. Show me the book. She has the book. Why would you take a book to write on?
He didn't.
Something to write on tablet.
I know.
She can write. You want to write and think things out? You want to write things down? You can.
Express your feelings.
Yes, you can take a book with you. Maybe you have a favorite book.
He can write.
And what is this here? His favorite stuffed animal? What's he have here?
A water bottle.
A water bottle. Why do you have water? You may get thirsty. You may have to go to a shelter where everything's not there yet. And what did you take? Your blanket. She has her blanket. What do you have?
I got a radio.
She has a radio. Why would you want a radio?
Radio, let me see.
Hear what's going on? How things are going in an emergency? Listen to music to make you feel better. He has his stuff down in the back.
Look at Mickey Mouse.
He has a chewy bar. This is a granola bar. That's something to snack on if you need in an emergency. Hold up. If you have some paper to write on, you would definitely want a pencil or pen to write with, wouldn't you? All these things you can put in your Pelican and more. Don't put food in there that's gonna go bad, like apples or bananas.
Brayden, why
What you have down are things you can put in your bag and more. And that way, in the event of emergency, you have to leave. You just pick up your Pelican and go, and all your stuff would already be in it.